Hello friends, welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the uh, vertical stresses due to partially submerged soil. In the present lecture, we will discuss about the capillarity effect. So what is meant by capillarity? If you recall this from the fluid mechanics concept, so fluids that are under tension, if the contact forces are not balanced, then there will be tendency to raise the water. If you keep a piezometer or if you keep a tube, it is having diameter less than 6 mm. So that's why if the fluid is under tension, that means it is because of the capillarity effect. So the water will try to rise it wherever, if your voids or if there is a tube of diameter less than the 6 mm. Similarly, suppose let us consider a natural soil deposit, and let us assume that your water table is present up to this point. So as the fluid is under tension, so what it will do, it will try to rise and it will saturate the soil present above the water table. So why? Because as the soil particles in soils, as because of the voids, the water will seepace through the voids, and then that will saturate, let us assume, up to a height of h. So here h, I will call it as a capillary rise. So up to this portion, the soil will be under dry condition, and up to this portion, the soil will be under saturated condition because of the capillarity effect. And up to this point, as the soil is under completely saturated, here we can say saturated, and also we can say up to this portion, the soil is under submerged condition. So until this portion, because of the capillarity, the fluid pressure will be under tension. That means in this portion H, the pore water pressure that will be under tension. So that is also called it as a capillarity tension. That means if I draw the my pore water pressure variation, then up to the water table level, your water pressure will be under compression. Let me consider it as a positive. Once if capillary rise happen up to that portion, your, because of the capillarity effect, your water will be under tension. Because of that, the soil particle will be under compression. So here we can say it is under subjected to negative value. So what about this value? Gamma W into small h. So if you see, what will be your effective stress? That is nothing but a sigma minus u. In this portion, your pore water pressure under tension. That means in this pressure, what will be your sigma dash? Or at this point, what will be your effective stress? That is nothing but a sigma minus of your pore water pressure negative minus gamma W into H. So that implies how much it will be? Sigma plus gamma W into H. That means wherever you are having the capillarity rise, there your water will be under tension, and because of that your effective stress will increase. So the point is, what about the capillarity rise? Up to how much height the water will rise in the soil? So that we can find it by using some empirical equation that I'll call it as a maximum capillarity rise. That we can find it by using C divided by E into D10. C is nothing but a, so C is nothing but a constant, it's depending upon the soil, and E is nothing but a void ratio, and D10 we have discussed in the previous chapter that dia or size of the soil particle which is finer than 10%. Okay. Otherwise, we can also find out by using the relation capillarity rise, that will be equal to 0.3 divided by D. So here we have to take D is nothing but a dia of void space. This will be given in the question. And this we have to consider it in centimeters. If you consider this in centimeter, you will get capillarity rise in the centimeter also. So depending upon these two values, we have to find out. Suppose if this d value is not given, how can we find out? This d can be obtained, that will be equal to d10 cube in multiplied by the void ratio whole to the power 1 divided by 3. D10, already we have discussed size of the soil particle which is finer than the 10%, and E is nothing but a void ratio. So if they are given E and D10, so if they are not given C value, then we can use this relation. Otherwise, if they are given some constant and they've given void ratio on D10, then we have to use this equation. By using this, we will come to know the capillary rise, and by using that, we can draw the variation of the total stress and also the variation of the effective stress. Suppose let us say that, let us consider a soil deposit like this, and let us assume this is the layer 1 1, and this is the layer 2 2, and the layer 3 3, and let us say you are finding the stresses at this point. So this is at a depth h from here, and your water table is present up to this level. So because of the capillarity effect, let us assume that the water is raised up to the layer 2 2. That means up to the layer 2 2, the voids are completely filled with the water. So as the all voids are completely filled with the water, then here we have to consider the gamma saturation. And in between layer 1 1 and 2 2, your soil is under dry condition. So gamma dry. Let us say from here to here, the depth is Z. So here the rise due to capital rise, that's why I represent a capital HC. So if it is so, what will be my variation of the total stress? What will be my variation of the effective stress? And also what will be my variation of the total stress? First of all, tell me what will be my effective stress variation at this point. Is there any weight of the soil above the layer 1 1? No. Here the layer stress will be equal to 0. At this point, what will be your stress? Gamma D into Z. Gamma D into Z. At this point, what will be our stress? We are having two different soil masses. Here also the soil is in dry, but here the soil is under saturated condition. So what will be the total stress at this point? We can say gamma D into Z plus gamma saturation into HC. And at the bottommost layer, what will be our total stress? That is nothing but a gamma D into Z plus, because of this saturation height, gamma saturation into HC plus below the H, gamma saturation into H. So this is how your pore water pressure, total stress diagram will vary. Now, coming to the pore water pressure, how the pore water pressure will vary? This is what nothing but a variation of the total stress. How the pore water pressure diagram will vary? So let us consider a soil mass along the depth, and at the water table level, the pore water pressure will be equal to 0. This we already know. So, and in the layer 22233, your soil, your water is under capillarity rise. That's why at 0.22, you will have the maximum suction pressure. It is how much? Nothing but a gamma W into HC. And join these 2 points linearly. So, in the capillary rise, our water is under tension. That's why minus. So below the water table, that means below the layer 3 3, it will vary linearly. It is under. So what will be the layer? Gamma W into H. So what will be the total effective stress at the layer 2 2? That is nothing but a sigma minus U. What about the sigma? That is nothing but a gamma D into Z plus gamma saturation into HC minus of what will be the pore water pressure there? Minus gamma W into HC. So how much you will get? That is nothing but a gamma D into Z plus gamma saturation into HC minus into minus plus gamma W into HC. So this is what your total stress at the layer 2 2. And what about the total effective stress at the layer 3 3? That is nothing but a sigma minus U. What about the sigma? That is nothing but a gamma D into Z plus gamma saturation into HC plus gamma saturation into H minus gamma W into, if you keep your piezometer here, the water table will rise up to which level? Up to the layer 3, 3. So gamma W into H. So what will be your total stress now? That is nothing but a gamma D into Z plus gamma saturation into Hc. Here if I take H common, gamma saturation minus gamma W. That means submerged unit weight into H. So always remember, only you will have submerged unit weight only in the water table condition. And also one more thing you have to remember here is that wherever there is a capillarity, because of that, under that region, your water will be under tension. So there you have to consider the negative pore water pressure. That means wherever there is a water level rise because of the capillarity effect, the effective stress will increase. This is also they will ask like one more question. So in the region of capillarity, the effective stress will increase. Okay. In the next lectures, we will solve some of the numerical questions based on the discussions happened in this chapter. Thank you.